Thursday's game, Packers practiced in pads today in Green Bay, gearing up for their first game of the season against the Chicago Bears in what will be our first look at Matt LaFleur's offense with Aaron Rodgers. How will it work? How much power will Rodgers have at the line? Well, according to Matt LaFleur today, quite a bit.
We've given him, all the freedom. So if he sees something and he's got the green light to do whatever he needs to do to get us into a good play, we're not going to take that from him.
Bears, on the other hand, they're going to try to take everything they can from him, something that they did effectively last year in Week 15, but have failed to do consistently against him. Rodgers 16-5 against the Bears in his career.
The stuff that they do, we'll find out. They'll reveal it, and we'll see, and then we'll go. But I think Coach Pagano will have a good plan in place, and we'll react to whatever they do.
They got, arguably one of the best quarterbacks to play this game in the history of this game. He's surrounded by a bunch of talented players. He's got, excellent offensive line, all that stuff. Division game, division rival. Yeah, I know that Matt will have those guys more than prepared.
A great defense versus a great quarterback. We'll find out soon if it's a great offense. Not a bad way to start the season. And the historical context here doesn't hurt either. Packers and Bears, 1 or 2 in all of these all-time categories, from regular season wins to Hall of Famers. Just storylines aplenty in this, the first game of the NFL's 100th season. And for more on those storylines, we welcome in Stacey Dales from Chicago and Randy Moss from Green Bay, where Aaron Rodgers is learning a new offense for the first time since he was a rookie. What should we be expecting to see on Thursday, Randy?
Well, Lindsay, it should be a lot different in both style and substance. On the substance part, I think we can expect to see Rodgers under center more often as opposed to in the shotgun, with more running plays to set up more play action passes and even more passes thrown to running backs coming out of the backfield. All this is one reason why Aaron Jones has been so popular in fantasy drafts so far. Tendency-wise, last year when Mike McCarthy was the head coach, the Packers ran the ball 32% of the time. LaFleur was the offensive coordinator last year for the Titans. They ran the ball 48% of the time. And in preseason this year, the Packers ran it 47%. Now, style-wise, Rodgers says that this offense has a lot more personnel groupings, more alignments, more pre-snap movements and motions. He said, I can't wait to roll it out on Thursday night. It's so new and so different from what we've done in the past.
And Randy, he's going to have to roll it out against the #1 scoring defense from a season ago. But guess what, guys? The jury is still out with this group in terms of the differences between Vic Fangio, who's the head coach now in Denver, and the new coordinator in Chuck Pagano. It's almost mysterious around this place. I was in the locker room for plenty of time this afternoon, and I asked players like Khalil Mack and Kyle Fuller and Roy Robertson Harris, among others, what's different? What are we going to see starting on Thursday? And the general consensus from all of them, you'll have to wait until Thursday. And so while we're all eagerly anticipating, we spent some more time with Khalil Mack today. And the word camaraderie continued to pop up. And it's really the chemistry and the personnel back this year and the confidence they feel with that. And you can look at situations he talked about, whether it's a 4th and 1 situation, a 3rd and 10 situation. You know what the guy beside you is doing? He said, we don't have one selfish guy in this locker room.
How about the Bears' offense, Stacey? We didn't really see them in the preseason, save for David Montgomery, who looked very good. How are they looking as a group?
I think they're looking like a confident group that's wanting to build on what Matt Nagy implanted last season, Lindsay, and it starts with the quarterback in Mitch Trubisky. I asked General Manager Ryan Pace today, what growth have you seen in Mitch Trubisky over the course of this offseason? And he automatically went to, he has more confidence with this offense, obviously, given the comfort, but he also said that he has more pace and it's a faster process in terms of how he operates the offense. And then, of course, just the command over this group and certainly the leadership capabilities. And I will say, keep your eye on Trey Burton. He was actually limited today. He came up with a mild groin injury last week. It's not related to the sports hernia injury at the end of last season and the surgery subsequently, but we're going to keep our eye on that moving into Thursday.
Well, Stacey Trubisky's only played a handful of snaps in the preseason. Aaron Rodgers has played 0 snaps. And one of the storylines here has been, since he's now in a new offense for the first time in his NFL career, is it a bad thing that he had no preseason action at all? Rodgers, it's kind of funny when he talks about that. First of all, he's no fan of preseason football, but he said in this case specifically, to think that it would have helped him to play in the preseason because it's a new offense is total fallacy, because the Packers didn't unveil any of their offense in the preseason. As most coaches do, they kept it under wraps, nothing but dumbed down, plain vanilla looks. In fact, Rodgers said, the best reps I've had all summer have been in practice.
Lots to chew on here. Thank you, guys. Interested to get Willie McGinnis and David Carr's thoughts here in studio. David, you are an offensive guy.
I am.
Thank you for the confirmation. What do you think that we're going to see here?
So just to give you a little history about what the Green Bay Packers have been. Last year, they faced an inordinate amount of man coverage. And you don't play man coverage against good quarterbacks unless they have receivers that can't win versus man coverage. Aaron Rodgers led the league in throwaways. He's throwing the ball away because guys aren't open. So Matt LaFleur, what he's going to do is take those same guys, maybe a couple more tight ends, and he's going to condense the formation down, add play action pass. I'll show you. You get in some formations where guys can't play man coverage, or you know the look that you're going to get. So here we have the Tennessee Titans with a play action pass, and now you have 4 defenders basically covering air. And they're really trying to work backside to Corey Davis here off this cornerback. So you have all the attention with the play action pass and the movement towards the right, only to throw a ball back to the other side where there really wasn't an issue with getting off the ball. Corey Davis had a free release up the field, and you get a nice gain. This is called creating offense for your quarterback. Here we go again. Jet sweep, handoff, fake, moving towards the right. Now you have 5 defenders basically guarding no one as Mariota moves over to the left. Moves back the ball with the left to Derrick Henry, who sets up a screen, and now you have a nice running lane. So you imagine Aaron Jones in this same scenario. So this is the kind of thing that LaFleur can do. He can create offense with formations, with movement, smoke and mirrors, if you will. But really, it's just finding ways to get guys open without having to beat one-on-one coverage all the time with just straight up the field routes. So very creative. Aaron's going to love it. He doesn't really like turning his back on the defense, but he's had a better quarterback rating when he does play action pass in his career. So I think that it's something he's probably going to adapt to.
So what I'm hearing is deception, more formations to try to get the defense to move, play action off of the run game, which is really important.
Yep.
A lot of those plays do not work if you don't have a consistent running game. So you're going to have to run the ball more. And the question for me is, will Aaron does he have the flexibility to check out of those run plays to throw the ball? Because now you're not really setting up a play action if you haven't established the running game.
Yeah, so like the cool thing about those 2 plays that we showed is they were specific to the look. So what Marcus Mariota was doing as he was going up to the line is he had 2 or 3 plays in mind based on the look that the defense gives them. And when you line up in bunches or tight formations, the defense, as you know, they have to kind of get into one of 2 or 3 different looks. They can't be elaborate and multiple. They have to kind of show you their hand. And if you do that to Aaron Rodgers, he's going to take advantage of it and get in the right play.
Well, if you got a veteran group, which the Chicago Bears has a really versatile, experienced, talented on every single level, talented group on the defensive side of the ball. Some of the things that we did were we would give you those pre-snap looks. We would move guys, put guys in position, walk out the linebacker when maybe you think he's in coverage, he's coming off the edge. Bring down the safety, which they have 2 interchangeable safeties in A.D. Jackson or Ha Clinton Dix that can do multiple things. So what Chuck Pagano has is he has a flexibility and a slew of talented players that can do multiple things within a scheme. So you can move guys, give the illusion you're in one thing, and then take it away before the ball is snapped to try to bait Aaron Rodgers and his offense into throwing the ball into coverage or to a blitz or some of the things we expect to see from this defense.
We've got a brand new offense, right, that nobody's seen, with an element of surprise. We have a defense. Which one do we expect to be further ahead as far as like having an advantage in this game?
I think it always goes towards the offense when you don't really know what to expect yet. Like Chuck Pagano can be aggressive and he can give multiple looks, but when you don't really know what you're going to see, it's going to take a little while. So I always see as you get a changeover to new offensive coordinator or a new head coach, even in Arizona, I think Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury can have a little bit of an advantage because there's not really anything out there that says this is what we are. So I think that there's an advantage to the Green Bay
And I
Packers
think
until they figure it out.
I think it depends on the defense and the team. This is a veteran group that can do a lot of different things. If you get caught in certain blitzes or you feel uncomfortable, you still have one of the best front sevens, best front fours
for sure.
that can get after the quarterback, and you can drop 7. Chuck Pagano is going to mix things up. He's going to move the front. He's going to bring linebackers and safeties. So we're going to see a slew of movement from this defense.
Can't wait for this game. You guys have given us a lot of stuff to look for. 8:20 Eastern on Thursday. Scott?